Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 6 video, we're going to be comparing Trailer 1 and Trailer 2 because there's a lot of interesting characters that make some appearances that you might not have known about, including some from the screenshots and clips posted on Rockstar's website as well. So at first glance, you might not think there was a lot that matched what happened in Trailer 1 in Trailer 2, but there really is, including the return of some iconic characters. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So in the first GTA trailer, around like the 25-second mark, you see these two guys right here that are engaging in some sort of handshake. You can see that they have a ton of accessories on, such as bandanas, sunglasses, grills, and you can also see necklaces, tattoos, and chains. Well, these guys appear in one of the Vice City screenshots that Rockstar posts on the website. You won't believe that these are the same guys. And here they are. These are the exact same dudes. Obviously, there's a lot of cosmetic differences, including their hairstyles and some of the accessories that they're wearing. But you'll notice that there are some key similarities here, like the chains with the guy wearing the white tank top, as well as the gold sort of Rolex watch and bracelet, and the grills that appear on his teeth too. These are the same guys. Their tattoos are matching. Some of their accessories are still matching. That is nuts, just because they've been changed so much. But this is something we've seen happen in Grand Theft Auto 5 from its first to second and third trailers, and even Red Dead Redemption 2 in its first to second and other trailers. So this is something to be expected, but these are the same dudes from the first trailer. I found that to be shocking. Anyways, moving on, one of the more iconic scenes from the first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer for many reasons, but many of fans fell in love with this girl who are calling her the Mud Girl, who can be seen at the Thrill Billy Mud Club with the American flag bikini. She's got on bracelets, some sunglasses, sort of a beaded necklace. She's got on some jean shorts. But what's important and how we're able to know we see her in this next batch of Grand Theft Auto 6 footage is the hat she's wearing, because as things slow down, the very last clip you can get her, you can see it's like a backwards black hat, but it has like an American flag-esque pattern on there. Well, believe it or not, we can see her again. So she appears in the Port Gellhorn screenshot number 5, and she's sitting in the background around the fire. So that you can see there, she's got a different sort of hairstyle with sort of the pigtails this time, but it's the exact same hat. She's got the same necklace on. She's got the same tattoo on her shoulder. That's the Mud Girl. So she must be some sort of important character. Otherwise, Rockstar wouldn't have bothered showing her A, as much as they did in the first trailer, but B, also include her in sort of a secret little cameo Easter egg in this Port Gellhorn screenshot. And that pretty much confirms also where she's going to be located throughout the story. She will be in Port Gellhorn. But that is the Mud Girl sitting in the fold-up chair, sitting around the fire, doing who knows what, but that is a lot of beer inside of that cooler. It'll be interesting to see again what role she plays, what her story is, if she's a stranger and freak. But there's the Mud Girl, arguably one of the most favorite characters from the first trailer. Also, a very interesting scene that happens in the first trailer is this shot from overhead that can be seen. It's sort of like a block party or like a street takeover. And when it zooms in on the two characters that are actually dancing on top of the car, it sort of goes into social media mode. And you can see that they've got tattoos and they've got chains around their neck. They're wearing sunglasses. This is real dimes. And Rockstar Games showed a screenshot of where this is happening on the new images for them that were posted on the Rockstar Games site. It's the second image that you can see, and this is the updated version of it. So you can see that there are some differences there, but that is indeed real dimes from the first trailer. Their character models have been updated significantly, but you can also see every single person around them is also filming the exact same stunt, just like what you saw in the very first trailer. How cool is that? You can again see this is happening just outside of the Jack of Hearts strip club. And again, their character models have been updated just enough, but you can still see that there are some similarities from the first trailer, like their tattoos, their necklaces, etc. But either way, I found that to be fascinating. I can't believe they included that in one of the screenshots. That's super cool right there. Now, this next bit is me speculating a little bit, but I do think it could be possible. This scene from the first trailer where we're essentially getting body camera footage of police breaking down a door and going into an apartment or into a condo or whatever the case might be. I think that's a continuation of what we see in the second trailer, where Jason and Lucia are confronting some sort of gang members, whether it be like the Haitians or another sort of family down there. And it sort of breaks off into this scene where Jason and Lucia have to escape. You've got the cops talking about what their plans are. I think this is connected in some way, shape, or form. Again, this is just pure speculation, and things could have changed, and scenes and locations could be slightly different. But I feel like this is the same raid and same escape that Jason and Lucia are having to do that we saw in the first trailer that occurs in the second trailer. So just something to think about right there. But that's what I think is going on. There's also a scene in the second trailer where Lucia jumps into Jason's arm. He kind of spins her around. They seem to be in a hotel room. This is the exact same hotel room that can be seen at the very end of the first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. I'm going to call it the Trust Hotel Room because that is essentially the only line that Jason said in the first one. He obviously says a lot more words in the second trailer, but I feel like that's the same hotel room. It makes you wonder what sort of safe house this is going to be, because you definitely see Jason and Lucia bopping around a couple of different places and living in different areas. But at some point in time, they are going to be, I think, on the run and in this hotel room. And it is the Trust Hotel Room that, once again, we see in the second trailer. But anyways, let's move on. One of the most iconic shots in the first trailer was this right here, which we now know is called the Leonita Keys, where you had the Dodo seaplane sort of flying and you could see boats moving in the background. It was one of the most iconic shots in that trailer. Well, Rockstar provided a still screenshot of essentially that exact same location. They must have known that fans thought that that was so cool, because now they've provided us this. And there's so much to compare to here. The water looks so crystal clear blue. You can see the draw distance in the background of the city. There's still that massive, like, I think it's either like a cell phone tower or like a radio tower in the background. That might be one of the first things I do in GTA 6 is just climb that tower to see what's going on there. You can also see there's some sort of stunt jump on like a secondary bridge that's being built sort of to the right of the sort of curvy bridge that connects one island to the other. That's so awesome. There's going to be just so much fun stuff to do in the Leonita Keys. I think it's definitely going to be an area that fans probably flock to the most, just because there's likely so much going on there. But that was a nice like-for-like comparison, showing off that scene from the first trailer and then in this screenshot. And there's several other instances from the first trailer where moments are shown off in the screenshots, but they're not the most like-to-like comparisons. Like, for example, you could go from the beach in trailer 1 to the beach screenshot that they provided on the website, but it's at a different location. Same with a shot of the grass rivers in the first trailer. They provided a screenshot of essentially a similar grass area on one of the websites, but it's not an exact like-for-like shot. So I only wanted to include things that I felt like were super like, whoa, we saw that in the first trailer. But one thing I want to end on here, this is sort of a bonus. It actually comes from one of the leaked video clips in September 2022. And unfortunately, I can't show it to you, but it's the one that had the most detail. It's essentially where Jason walks out to a pool, and it's got this yellow and red umbrella, and he's listening to this guy have a conversation talking about the Chinese stealing data, Life Invader. He said Jay Norris is dead. If you know that clip, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, it can be seen in one of the images on Rockstar's site. It's located at the Starlet Motel in Port Gellhorn. You can see the exact same NPC that Jason was listening to or talking to, and the exact same yellow and red umbrella that he was sitting under. So I feel like Rockstar chose this screenshot on purpose, as it essentially showcases, I would say, easily the most popular leaked video clip out there. This also isn't the first time they've referenced the leaks. In fact, the very first line of the trailer, they essentially have Jason saying he's on the roof fixing some leaks. That has to be a clear reference to all the leaks that GTA 6 has suffered, from the first trailer to the massive 90+ video clips and more. But anyways, that right there is some of the most interesting moments that I saw from trailer 2 that we also kind of saw in trailer 1. Let me know if you guys happen to notice anything else in the trailer or on the images posted on the website. I would love to hear from you guys down there If you guys did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the GTA 6 videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.